Big news here for Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish have landed class of 2024 four-star wide receiver Cam Williams out of Glenbard South High School in Illinois. And let's bring in Tim Hyde to break down the news. Tim, for all these commitment videos, the first segment we do is just your initial reaction to this commitment for the Fighting Irish.
Explosive. There's no other way to say it. I mean, they're getting an explosive wide receiver who's got an amazing takeoff, the ability to catch the ball, which obviously, that's easy, but just the way he does it, is explosive. He's fun to watch, and I didn't know much about him because he's 2024, been focusing on so much 23, and I remember one of our live shows we were chatting about him. I went and watched him, and I know he got a bump up recently. You just said in the On3 consensus, and which is right. He's due that. He's definitely has the makings of a top 10 wide receiver in the 2024 class. He's every bit as good as Notre Dame thinks he is. His film shows, and more importantly, the film where you saw him in person there at Irish Invasion, where his explosiveness, the kid just keeps getting better. And as we always say, we're going 18 months away from signing day. This is a sophomore right here, and he looks like he's ready to go play Division I football right now.
Tim, is there like a good comparison maybe of what kind of wide receiver he is, to give Notre Dame fans an idea of what they're getting here?
Well, a couple names. I mean, I try and compare guys where they're ranked. Number one, Notre Dame's only had a couple top 100 wide receivers, since Michael Floyd. They had, Lorenzo Styles, DeVaris Daniels, Javon McKinley was hovering right around the national top 100. And I think he's got the speed of Styles, and he's got the length, and the way he goes up and gets the ball at the high point. He reminds me of a lot of the big plays DeVaris Daniels had early in Brian Kelly's tenure. Plus, he's another Illinois guy. So, those are two guys that instantly came to mind when you start thinking about him, a top 100 type of wide receiver. And with Notre Dame's depth chart, he definitely has the makings of a guy. I feel that he would come in after, the guy's got 2 more years of football. You could see this guy coming in and being an instant, impact kid right away as a true freshman. He's got those tools to be a day one type of a guy, like a Michael Floyd, who came instantly and played right away for a Notre Dame as a true freshman.
And here's that Irish Invasion video that you talked about. Man, he was impressive. Him and Chancey Stuckey seemed to really click. And I think another aspect of this that is worth discussing, Tim, is Notre Dame getting a player out of Chicago, which they just really haven't done a lot of lately. This 2024, and there's Stuckey and Williams chatting there, but they just haven't gotten a ton of guys out of Chicagoland lately. And I mean, when Notre Dame's winning, they're getting players from Chicago, right?
Yes, and it seemed exactly. Historically, they've had great Chicago players over the years. But I also think Notre Dame always recruits that area, and I think it always seems like they're very selective. When they go to Chicago, is it a guy that's going to come to ND and play right away? It always seems like they get those types of guys, and he is definitely that. I mean, you just look at his stride, look at his lower body, the strength he has. That's a 15, 16-year-old kid right here who's still going to grow. And he already has a freshman, sophomore, and college looking body to go and play right away. And that's what's so impressive with him is his development. You watch his, some of his freshman highlights and the improvement in his sophomore year, and just the way he ran some of those routes and the drills you did, the NFL combine type, catch it and run and catch it, how fast he just beautiful hands right there. So he's a top-notch guy, no doubt about it. And you've mentioned a ton on the message board how this all came about, correct? I mean, this was assumed Michigan, because I'll be honest, I didn't get too excited about him a while back because everyone said Michigan, and here he is, Notre Dame taking him along, and I'm sure the CJ Carr had a lot to do with this as well.
Sure. Yeah. So Cam Williams visited in April, didn't have an offer from the Irish. I was told that Notre Dame really liked him, but wanted to probably see him camp before they decided if they're going to offer him. Well, Tommy Rees went out and saw him during the spring evaluation period. It was May 4th or 5th. Went to Williams High School, liked what he saw, offered, and then Williams visited for Irish Invasion. Again, that was it June 6th, and Williams
Yeah.
called and committed to the staff a week later. So it's a good segue into kind of talking about who the Irish beat out. Not a big national offer list. Goes from coast to coast though. You got Arizona, Duke. You got some strong P5 schools. Iowa, Notre Dame, obviously Michigan. So again, not a national powerhouse list of offers, but a good regional, Midwest list. Grew up a Michigan fan, Tim. So I interviewed Cam about his commitment before he announced it and told me that he grew up in a family full of Michigan fans that particularly did not like the Fighting Irish. I was told that, Williams, yeah, didn't really I don't want to say he didn't want to hear from Notre Dame or anything like that, but I don't think he would have been upset if he didn't. Like he just didn't grow up liking Notre Dame. So, and for him it was really just like a snap of the fingers, it feels like almost, to go from Michigan fan without an offer from Notre Dame to being on Notre Dame's commitment list. It goes to show where Notre Dame's at in recruiting and maybe where Michigan should be at.
Well, when you talk offers, I think he's still young, still sophomore. He's now that he's a top 100 and he's gonna continue to move up, especially the more camps he goes to. I think Notre Dame fans can expect a lot of offers coming from those schools south of the Mason-Dixon are probably going to come and get him because he's definitely has the skill set. He definitely has the body and the athleticism you see in his film, especially his camp film, where he could go play in the SEC and have no issues down there. So I would expect a lot of schools to come after him, and that's going to be a fun topic here over the next year to watch his recruitment as teams try and flip him from Notre Dame. But he's a great Chicago guy, and Notre Dame's had a long history of Chicago players at Notre Dame. So that's going to be fun to watch him develop here with the Irish, and obviously CJ Carr throwing to him.
Big news for Notre Dame landing 4-star receiver Cam Williams, number 75 overall player, number 12 wide receiver per the 2024 On3 consensus rankings. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on this video if you like what you saw. Also, subscribe to our channel for more content. Head to blueandgold.com, $1 for 1 year of premium access. Appreciate you guys, and we will catch you next time.